Could you describe for us a society in which you will feel happy in?
For me, it is a society where one is able to grow in a particular chosen field or career and reach his or her full potentials, and also having a true sense of belonging in that particular society, and being able to give back freely to that same society. For me, in short, it's a society where everyone is treated fairly and equally.
Such society that you're talking about, what should education, healthcare, and working hours be like in this society you are talking about?
If people must be happy in a particular society, then these basic needs of man, education, health, and social services, should come out freely. People should be able to access health free of charge without going to pay out of their pocket for every service rendered to them in the hospitals. So I think it's a time to start changing the past long-held societal norms of everyone must pay for his health, everyone must pay for education. I think it's a society whereby all of us can attain the best we can in education and in health without having to worry about payment, especially out of pocket payment.
It's all right. Let's look at it this way. Would you like to live in a society where you and every person will get to work 4 days in a week, 4 hours in a day, where you are getting enough paid to take care of yourself and your family? I mean, a society where you will also receive 2 paid vacations per year, as well as other full social security benefits.
That is absolutely the ideal society that I envisage. It's the absolute society that I think in the near future, if it's attainable, then everybody will be happy. We need to cut down on the long hours we put in at work. You can hear of the increasing number of burnout by workforce, and also depression, and even some people killing themselves, committing suicide because of the pressure of work. I think it's high time we start cutting down on the long duration of hours we put at work. For me, I think 4 hours every day at work for 4 days in a week is ideal and okay for anybody to be able to impact and bring out the best in him. And it will also enhance the avenues for employment, because if you make it 4 hours a day for 4 days, that will give you more chance and more room to employ more people. I think it's far better, and given the political will, I think it's feasible. It's feasible because I think government can make it working hours 4 hours in a day, 4 days in a week, paid vacation up to at least 2 times in a year, contrary to what we have recently, whereby you are given vacation only once in a year, and we are meant to believe that we must work for 8 hours, while some unskilled workers are meant to believe also that they have to work even up to 12 hours in a day, and even still getting the same pay.
It's all right if I may ask you, Ben, if work becomes 4 hours a day, 4 days a week, what will you do with the extra hours at your disposal?
You know, our people, we don't even know how to manage our time. We don't even know what and what to do at our leisure time. There are scarcely even leisure activities nowadays, because people, what we know is just to work. Some people even take extra shifts, not minding the health hazards. For me, when you work only 4 hours, you have enough time to be able to attend to your family, enough time for leisure activities. Recreational activities these days, people are not holding on to it, and it's affecting our health. You see people dying at 50 years, hypertension, diabetes, all these sicknesses are on the rise because there is no leisure activity. Almost everybody gets up in the morning, the next thing is setting an alarm, moving to work, come back, see your family briefly. The next morning you move. Even some people even do night shifts. People do 12 hours of work in a day. The following day, they're up again for another work. So for me, it will help even increase the life expectancy of humans throughout the globe. It's possible. If we work less, if we put in less hours, there is that possibility of elongating our stay here on earth. And also being able to put in our best, because the less you work, you'll be able to bring in fresh ideas. There will be no boredom. There will be no burnout. There will be no depression associated with it in the long run. That's what I think about.
What other aspects do you think you can add to what you just explained that can make life better? What would you say? Want them to be free for everybody to have access to free healthcare, quality education? Would you like to live in such a society where these are provided?
For me, free healthcare is possible. At least I've seen an environment where free healthcare works. Taking an example for using Saudi Arabia as an example, there is free health for all. So far, you are a Saudi citizen. It's just the political will to do some of these things. They can be done if we give it the right approach and the right attitude. I think it's possible and it can be done. If everybody is able to access quality healthcare, there is that sense of belonging in that society. You see everybody happy, ready to give back to that same society. When you don't get even the slightest of basic necessities in life, when you can't even afford to pay out of the pocket to treat an ailment, you see, you lose hope in that society. There is no happiness for you belonging in that society. You look at the gap between the rich and the poor. But in Saudi Arabia, for example, whether you are rich or you are poor, you are able to get into any emergency department, get access to healthcare within the shortest time interval, which is unlikely in some other parts of the world. Though Saudi Arabia may not be an ideal society, which everyone is craving to have, or which I am envisaging, but then in terms of quality healthcare, they've done so much, and I think other parts of the world should be able to emulate them and imbibe same and do it.
All right, this creative society we are talking about, what in your opinion do you think prevents people from being happy in a society?
I think it's very possible. And you know, I think we have to start from our social-cultural norms, what has been fed to us for over a long time now. We've been made to believe, even from kindergarten age, that you have to work 8 hours in a day. We've been meant to believe that there should be those called the working class. We've been meant to believe from as back as primary school and secondary school. Even there are some things the society projects and encourages which should be changed. We always believe that the more you work hard, the more you are success. We always believe that you putting in more into what you are doing will mean you getting more from what you are doing. All these are basically how we should start from changing them, because some of them are wrong fundamentally. I think these social cultural norms that we have been imbibed in different societies have to start giving way. As I told you now, there is need for us to change our mentality, and I think it can be done. If the government can put in the curriculum, let the national curricula of every nation include something like making the students understand that you don't have to work very hard or working 8 hours or 12 hours for you to achieve the height you ought to achieve, or for you to be who you really want to be. You must not put in so much in a day to achieve it. And also, this can be done by preaching it in our religious houses. If the government accepts it, for me, they can put it forward to people through media channels. Let entertainers put it in their music so that people subconsciously, children will imbibe grasp the message. Also in religious houses, since our people, you can see the world now, everybody tends to believe more of what either the imam talks or what the priest speaks or the preaching in the street. So if we can let these people that matter to the general public, let them get to know about this and start teaching it. Let it be the foundation in the religious houses. Let it be the foundation in schools. Let them start imbibing this culture from a very young age. I think before time, we will all be happy we did if we were able to do this.
What do you think we need to do to get people all over the world to become aware of this creative society?
Okay. Just still driving back to what I mentioned earlier. You know, before now, almost everyone around the globe, we've had a wrong mentality, I can say, in quote, of how a happy society, a creative society where everybody will be happy. We keep chasing shadow, leaving the fundamental that we have to start from a young age, that we have to start from our schools, we have to start from our universities, in our religious houses, whatever we all believe, we should start changing the narrative of what has been in the past. Let people begin to know that something can be done. Let people begin to know that there is something that can be tried out. At least let's give it a chance. Let the government have the political will and give it a chance. Let them put it in if possible, in the constitution, if possible, in national school curricula, if possible, let it be in the doctrine of churches to enlighten people to know. Because over the years, what they've been telling us is what we have retained. I also strongly believe that if they can dive into this particular area, people will start seeing this in a different light entirely.
I want you to be a little more specific. You said, what exactly do you think can be done?
I want it to be made known to every child. Let it be made known to every child that you don't have to put in 12 hours in a day to be able to get at your best. You don't have to put in very long hours, working out and burning out just to get something done. That together, we can all put in 4 hours in a day, 4 times in a week, and also achieve same feat that we ought to achieve, working 12 hours. And let it be made known, proven that it affects our health. Let it be made open to all that these long periods of work affects the health of humanity. It shortens our life expectancy because of the depression and all the ills associated with it, that it cuts down our life. So we have to start changing the way we've been doing things before now. And also, I think the government have to come in fully, put this in constitution, put this in how children are raised from that tender age. Also, when it comes to the aspect of health, as I've been talking earlier, it's all about political will, because it can be done. We can be looking at the USA, for example. We say, are people not paying health insurance? Are people not doing this? Are people not doing that? But when you look at some other countries too, I cited Saudi Arabia, for example, that are doing this free healthcare and it's working. Let countries begin to give their citizens free health. Health for all is possible and it's achievable, it's feasible, it can be done. Public transportation. Recently, a country in Europe made their transport system free. It has not reduced anything from the country. It has not taken anything away from the country. It's just that our capitalist mentality, the government, everybody wants to grab, to take back, to take. Nobody wants to give. Transportation can be made free. Education can be made free to every level, even tertiary level. We can also make healthcare free for all. So specifically, let healthcare be free. Let education be free. Public transportation be free. When these things are, you will see everybody will be happy in society. There will be nobody that will feel marginalized. Nobody will feel left behind. Everybody will work together, as I mentioned in my earlier definition, that in a society where you are able to also contribute your own quota freely, out of your own free will. Because when you've gotten from the society, you don't have anything to lose giving back. That's how I see it.
Thank you, Alozie. Now let me ask you last question. Like I said, do you support a creative society?
I'm absolutely in support of a free society, a creative one at that, where everyone will be treated equally and fairly, where everyone will feel a sense of belonging in that particular society and be able to reach their maximum height, whether any career you've chosen to go through. And I also have a true sense of belonging that in this society, you will derive social benefits. In this society, you have security ensured. In this society, you will be allowed to freely give back, because in society, you can't even give back when you want to give back. So let it be a society where you will get and also give back. And you are happy after working, as I said, 4 hours a day, 4 times a week, with at least 2 vacations in a year. You will be able to, at the end of the day, feel happy with increased life expectancy. Everybody in the society will be happy, cutting across everybody in the society without having to feel marginalized or having to feel that you've been left behind. So let's start doing these basic things. I think it will go a long way in helping humanity and bringing all of us into this creative society and the happy society we've been envisaging before now. It has been my dream to see such a thing come up, and I'm so happy for my time in this program, this period. If given the opportunity at any level, I'll be able to do my best to get others to see what I'm seeing, to get others to believe in this creative and happy society. That it will be it's win-win for everybody. I don't think that there's no, it's benefit for all. It's benefit for all, Andrew.